It is Super Bowl Sunday here in Chiefs Kingdom. Former Chiefs linebacker Dezman Moses here. Dezman, let's talk about this game from a mental perspective. All right, we're all watching from the couch, but for the guys in that locker room, what is the mindset of the Kansas City Chiefs today?
Well, you're locked in right now. You've been going through weeks and weeks of preparation. You've been thinking about the X's and O's. You've been talking to your family, setting everything up outside of the game. But today's the day. You lock in, you focus, you come down, and essentially you're putting together everything that you've worked for your entire life, your entire season. Today's the day to put that work out to use.
How do players and coaches deal with the nerves? Because I don't think there is necessarily that many nerves in the regular season, even the postseason, even the Super Bowl. A lot of these guys have been there before, but Dezman, this is a different Super Bowl because a three-peat is on the line.
Yeah, I think, there's some added pressure, obviously, for the young guys. There's still some guys mixed in there, but even for the veterans, you understand what's at stake. A three-peat, something that's never been done before in national football history. You know it's a special day. You just want to play that way.
Yeah, there's pressure, but I think guys like Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce, Chris Jones, they embrace that pressure. And when those are your leaders, that's why I give Kansas City a little bit of an edge, Des, because they not only have big game experience year in and year out getting to this game, they have close game experience where they know if it's a close game in the fourth quarter, I don't think the Chiefs will panic as much as maybe the Eagles might.
When you got 1587 on your team, you don't panic even as a young guy because you hear their voice. Those guys are veterans. They've been in this position plenty times before, and they tell those young guys, say, hey, just do your job, go out there and ball out, and things will happen. I think the Chiefs have that advantage today, not only the experience of the young guys, the veterans, 1587, but also in the coaching staff, Andy Reid. They'll be prepped. They've been here before.
Not just prepped, 2 weeks of prep. All right, these are teams, and they played each other just 2 years ago with a lot of the same elements. And Dezman, I also feel like Kansas City's been building towards this game. I think really building toward last 2 weeks ago, and then today. Their best plays of the year, they've been saving for this. The best schemes, the best blitzes, it all comes down to today, and they're ready to unleash the fury.
2 H's, healthy and hot. Kansas City is both. They have the wide receiving core back. A lot of these guys who had to come build onto this team as they went just to make it to this point.
Right.
Now you got some of these guys coming off IR, getting healthy, making plays. You don't need a guy to have a spectacular breakout game when you have 6 quality receivers. You need guys to go out there and do their job at a high level, and everything will fall into place.
Well, let's talk about doing that job, starting on the Chiefs' offense. They've looked really good the last few weeks. I think they, as I said, have been building to this moment, but they're also starting to find their identity more. I think we saw it against Buffalo, the quick passing attack, the RPOs, the slants. That helps when you have a left tackle, a left guard that maybe isn't as strong as you'd like. We saw that at times, maybe not consistently in the AFC Championship game, but I think that's the recipe for success offensively today.
Absolutely. RPO, that's always the freeze the linebacker. Freeze the defense. If you can make these guys think, guys like Jalen Carter, guys on the back end like Brock and Chip, these guys will make mistakes. We still have the weapons to catch the ball and make plays. I think there'll be a big day today from Travis Kelce and some of these other guys. But you will see defenders frozen in time with some of these Patrick Mahomes RPOs, and then you hand that thing off to Kareem Hunt, Pacheco, let those guys pound out 4 or 5 yards. That's how Kansas City can win the day. You shorten the game, you go out and play your style, your business, and handle that today.
Yeah, getting the ball out quick and letting Patrick Mahomes make those decisions, and then he's counting on his guys to catch the ball. Xavier Worthy, he doesn't feel like he's a rookie because Dezman, he's been in the system a long time, but it's his first Super Bowl. They're going to need a big game from number 1, but it's also the Super Bowl debut of DeAndre Hopkins. Juju Smith-Schuster's back. He had a big game the last time played the Eagles. Travis Kelce, of course, big against the Texans, quiet against the Bills. Justin Watson is a Super Bowl champ. They got options. Now it's time to come through and move the ball consistently.
You got options. You got an array of talent. Andy Reid's going to utilize these guys. That's the one thing for this Eagle defense. Who do you have to stop today? I don't think they know, and I don't think Kansas City knows who's going to be the number 1 guy. But whoever it'll be, I think it'll be impactful, and I think the timing will be perfect for another Chiefs W.
I think one of the only things that can stop the Kansas City offense is the Kansas City offense. They can't turn the ball over. They've done a phenomenal job this year of taking care of the ball. However, we saw it in the Bills game, that missed that fumble between Pacheco and Mahomes. That really gave Buffalo life. I think that's a key for the Chiefs offense today. Take care of the rock, and then on the other side of the ball, Des, if the Chiefs can force a turnover, we're cooking with gas. That's something they haven't really done this year, but that's a way for the Chiefs to not only slow down a powerful Eagles offense, but really change the game.
it is going to be difficult, especially the style of Eagles defense, or excuse me, offense. This team doesn't throw the ball. They don't put it in harm's way very often, especially when you have a running back like Saquon Barkley, where you can turn around and hand it off to a guy like that, and he can hit his head on the goalpost. I think today it'll be a bend, don't break. Whether or not they have a turnover, they need to be strong inside of the red zone. They need to limit the the Eagles' opportunity, and just go out there and make that play when it's time. There's going to be one play in this game where Kansas City makes its mark on defense. I don't know who that guy will be, but there'll be a play late in the game, and that'll be the difference. Will Kansas City make it? Especially
the way defense coordinator Steve Spagnuolo brings the blitzes. You don't know who's going to get home. You don't know who can get a turnover. And I think part of the success is also starting on first down, winning on first down, second down, winning on second down. Make it 2nd and 7. Make it 2nd and long, because if it's 2nd and 5, then it becomes 3rd and 1. That's when the Eagles say, yeah, dial up the tush push. All right, even if it's 4th and 1, they're doing the tush push at the goal line, Dezman. You talk about winning in the red zone. If it's 1st and goal from the 2, the Eagles are probably scoring. So that's why every single down matters. And Dezman, is there any hope in stopping the tush push, or do you just try to not get in that position?
I think the goal is to not get in that position. Historically speaking, we haven't seen other teams have success with stopping this tush push. But again, in Spags, we trust. If there's a guy, if there's a coordinator out here who can figure out how not to get in that position or how to stop it, I think we have the guy.
Well, then what about Saquon Barkley? There's an interesting stat to where a huge chunk of his rushing yards this year have come against bottom 10 NFL rush defenses, meaning he's played really well against some of the bad teams. However, with that said, in those other games, he still averages like 90 yards a game. So it's not like he's bad, all right? He's still a very good rusher, just maybe not unbeatable. When you look at this matchup, how can the run defense today for the Chiefs stop Barkley?
Well, it makes a lot of sense. Saquon Barkley has home run speed. So if a defense has errors, they have a fault in it, whether a vertical or horizontal lane, Saquon's going to get through it with immediate speed, and he's going to hit his head on the goalpost. For this defense, they're different. Their identity is to play together. They play on a string. They play in their gap. They play discipline. So I think this will be a tough game for Saquon. Although it'll be tough for Kansas City to try to contain this guy, he's going to have to work today. There won't be very many open gaps. You just have to tackle strong and tackle angrily when you tackle this guy.
If Saquon Barkley hits his head on the goalpost today, I don't like Kansas City's chances. That would be crazy. Or if he does a backwards hurdle, he did that one time this year. That's a tough matchup, but it's still a team game, Dezman. And a player I don't think people are talking about is tight end Dallas Goedert. Not because he's like Travis Kelce, but he's still good. And the Chiefs have struggled against the tight ends this year. And last week against the Bills, they struggled in the middle of the field. I think that's the thing. If you're so focused in on stopping Barkley, you got to also remember that, they can play action. Hurts can throw the ball, and you don't want to then get beat.
That's been the Chiefs' Achilles heel this season, if you will, tight end play. Tight ends have had success against this Chief defense. But again, I think today will be an opportunity for a bend, don't break. We may see Goddard have some success, 80, 90 yards. But can they stop those guys inside the red zone? Can they make that elite play to win the game today? That's what it comes down to.
And it's hard for a tight end to have a game-breaking day. That's where Chiefs haven't been great against them this year, and they've won almost every game because that is how Steve Spagnuolo is saying, okay, we'll give you Goddard, but I think it's keying in on those third downs. If the Chiefs can force 3rd and long, that's when you're like, okay, we can't give up here. And if I see Dallas Goedert having 4 third-down conversions today, I'm going to be holding my hair out.
Goddard's also their #1 receiver in yards this postseason.
But on the outside, big matchup for Trent McDuffie, Jalen Watson, Joshua Williams, Najee Johnson going up against A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith. Those guys and Jalen Hurts threw the deep ball well the last time they played in the Super Bowl. So we know Hurts has the potential. We know the the Philadelphia Eagles offensive line is really strong, especially running the ball. But, Dezman, I think they're a little unproven in the passing game.
Look, I'm not worried about that passing game.
Okay.
You put Tutu out there, you have A.J. Brown on the sideline reading books. That's what you want to see today. You want A.J. in his book today, But, again, I think it comes down to identity of this Eagles offense is their run game. If they have to revert to the pass game, we got them right where we want them.
Well, especially starting out of the gate, because I know Chiefs fans are used to winning Super Bowls by starting out down 10 points and coming back and making it incredible, entertaining history. if Dezman, the Chiefs, can flip that script, at least in the first half, I don't want them to blow a lead. If Kansas City can open up to a 10-point lead and make the Eagles throw the ball, feel a little pressure, get in Jalen Hurts' face. The numbers say Hurts doesn't handle pressure well.
Absolutely.
They want to pound the rock. If they're forced to throw the rock, I really like Kansas City's chances.
Absolutely. Get those Eagles out of their comfort zone. Get a lead early for Kansas City. I think that'll allow them to do that. Make them pass the ball. Make them do things they don't want to, because if you don't have time to run that ball, you don't have time to hand it off to Saquon.
Yeah.
And I got those Chiefs by 3.
Well, hey, I like that, and because I think also there's the coaching advantage and there's the close game advantage, where the Chiefs have won 17 straight one-possession games. Andy Reid has been on this stage. So has Nick Sirianni.
Yeah.
But Andy Reid is on a different level. Stu Spagnuolo's on a different level. And I think that big game experience, that close game experience, really shines through in the fourth quarter, just like we saw it against Buffalo. Buffalo played okay, but at the end of the day, they were just a little bit worse than the Chiefs in crunch time.
Absolutely. Yeah, this Chiefs team, I think they're fully equipped. They have everything they need. Again, this will be their greatest challenge of the season. A fully equipped Philadelphia Eagles team with a run game, with a strong defense, with a strong pass. All of those things combined, it'll make it much sweeter when they complete this three-peat.
Three-peat. I mean, this has been the expectation. It's what we've been talking about since last year's Super Bowl, something no team in NFL history has ever done. And Dezman, it's finally here. It's Super Bowl game day in Kansas City.
Let's go.
In just a few hours from now, hopefully you will join us here at KCD5, Dezman, Jared, as we celebrate another Super Bowl victory here in Kansas City. We'll have live reaction after the game from New Orleans. Dezman, let's go Chiefs.
Let's go.